Hi crafters, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and I have a Big Leaves birthday card to share with you, so let's jump right in. Now this is an older stencil from a Colorful Life Designs. It's called Big Leaves. It's gorgeous, and if you aren't familiar, a Colorful Life Designs is a small woman-owned business in Texas, and I have a coupon if you shop, AmyFan10. So here's a photo of the finished card to show you the direction that we're headed, but it really came together super quickly, and I'm so pleased with how this turned out. Now this sort of stencil is one that could benefit from Pixie spray because of those fine little detail lines in the leaves, but I don't believe I used it for this particular card. I did just use my magnets and my awesome craft mat, which is magnetized in glass from Glassboard Studios. So you could do this either way. You could definitely benefit from the Pixie spray, but as you can see, it's not technically needed. So I'm just kind of bumping those magnets around as I work through the composition, and I'm basically just using residual ink from my blending brushes. I have this whole set of blending brushes from the Rabbit Hole Designs, another small woman-owned business, and I basically use these specifically for my dye inks, and I am ink blending directly on the card base. So here, just to tone down the white a little bit, I do have my yellow blending brush, and I'm kind of coming in around the corners to create a bit of a vignette and just kind of tone down the white so it's not too big of a contrast. The cardstock that I'm using is 120-pound accent opaque, and the size of the card is US A2, which is 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2. So now I just need to finish the card by picking a sentiment. So I'm flipping through my sentiment book. I have 3 of these books actually now in my Batching Betty repertoire here, and this is for my die cuts. So I have this gorgeous Celebrate You die cut. It has the shadow layer and the word layer. These are from Concord and Ninth, and I will link all the available products in the video description box below. But I decided to do a white on white because I know I want to customize the background shadow layer so it matches perfectly. So again, I'm just referring to the residual ink on my blending brushes, and I'm using the same colors to create this beautiful colored shadow layer, and then the white words will just pop off right off that background. So I'm just coming back in just to deepen the color just a little bit so there's a nice contrast between the word layer and the shadow layer. And now I'm going to attach the word layer with my micro dots. This is what I like to use oftentimes with my die cuts just because I'm not a huge fan of the liquid glue oozage, but use whatever adhesive works best for you. These I also get from Amazon, and they basically put a ton of little micro dots of glue on the back of your die cuts. So I'm just going to press that down onto the shadow layer, and then all I need to do is just kind of assemble the card. I'm figuring out which orientation I want to do for the sentiment on the front of the card, and I have my 1-inch foam tape from scrapbook.com. I'm just going to trim it down so it kind of fits behind here. I'm not sure if it's back in stock. I know it was out of stock recently, which I need to get my hands on more of it. My roll is pretty low, but this is my favorite sort of foam tape is from scrapbook.com. It's nice and super sticky. It seems to last a really long while, and it's not hard to get the backer off. So just kind of cutting it down into fiddly little pieces. Another option, if you don't want to mess with this, is just to run another foam sheet through with your shadow layer of the die cut, and then you'd have nice even dimension that you could attach behind your die cut and not have to worry about the little fiddly bits. So in this case, I just grabbed whatever was closest, and I popped this up on the card, and I have the card with the fold on the top in a horizontal orientation. So here I'm just going to add a little bit of blingage to finish the card. These are kind of my recent obsession. They're clear resin drops, and they look like water dewdrops when they dry. So the glue dries completely clear underneath it, and you can't even see it, and it just looks like these cool water droplets all over your card, which I thought fit with the leaves because you would see little dewdrops on the leaves in the morning, or after some snow melts or something like that. So I recognize this is kind of fall inspired, but I love these colors year round, so this works for me. And I'm just laying a smattering of different sizes of these resin droplets. I have my jewel picker tool, and that's going to finish the card. So super easy peasy, came together in a snap, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. Be sure to use my coupon AmyFan10 if you shop at Colorful Life Designs, and I'll check you next time. Bye.